Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the WSBA here on our Wolverine Studios Twitch channel. We are back here on our new night, Tuesday nights, to sim the next round of the WSBA playoffs. So I welcome everybody in for what's going to be a very exciting stream as we pull up the current playoff brackets. As always, thank you to our followers. We have passed the 400 mark now, so that's really exciting for our channel, and a huge thank you, especially to our subscribers, whether they're subscribing on their own or through their free Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime linked up accounts. Doesn't matter how you subscribe. We just appreciate the fact that you are doing so and supporting our channel and our efforts here. So we'll take a look at the playoff standings here before we start. Out east, the top seed, Chicago didn't have much trouble getting rid of Milwaukee in the opening round. We've got Philadelphia, also not with much trouble, taking care of Boston in round one. Boston, of course, shorthanded with the injury to Stackhouse, but it doesn't matter. Philly moves on, and they will take on Chicago in round two. Washington had a very exciting series with Brooklyn in round one. It won all 7 games, and they managed to take the victory 4-3 and move on. And in a surprise upset, thanks largely to the injury to Dimitrova for Toronto, Miami upset Toronto and took that series 4-3, and they will play Washington here in round two. Out west, no surprise at all. Well, I guess maybe some surprise that OKC even lost a game in round one, but they made pretty quick work of Houston, winning 4-1. Utah swept the LA Commodores, who had some injury issues of their own. So Utah will meet OKC here in round two. And in the bottom half of the bracket, Golden State with a sweep over Memphis to get into the second round. And Portland, who has been the upset, the darling pick here for upsets, they upset New Orleans in round one, taking that series 4-2. So they will meet Golden State in round two. Welcome, CTG. Glad to see you guys here. Coolest Jedi, hoping for Portland here. And GM Games with the channel raid. Thank you very much. Welcoming in all of them from the CGBM. If you haven't checked out their online league for Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2021, you definitely want to do that. That is an amazing league that they've got going on over there. I'm going to switch it over to slow sim because I want to be able to catch the OKC scores here as we go. So welcome everybody who is coming from GM Games channel. We're getting ready to start round two here. GM Games, Chris says Cards needs to send his Missouri players to the Freedom. Freedom? We'll see. We'll see. They're pretty strong. We'll see how Warren plays in this series. So we are all excited and ready to go. I'm guessing Missouri must be doing pretty well in the CBGM league. All right, here we go. Game one of round two. And it starts off with an upset as Philly takes it over Chicago. And 2 upsets, Miami over Washington, OKC, no surprise there, over Utah. And Golden State takes game one despite a big game from Brendan Chambers. So a couple of big upsets here to start the second round. And it looks like Mitchell led the way for Philly with 36. Warren 14-7. So slow night for Warren. Foul trouble. Looks like his issue there. He only played 14 minutes. So that's a surprise that they got so little out of him. And still won. Very surprising. But Mitchell really came through for the Freedom. So a surprise to be up one game there. Van, just play the first game. You're only down one. As we will check out the box score here. Larry Logan had 28 and 11, 3 steals, 3 blocks. And Washington without Hopper, it's going to be a tough climb for them. They're not used to not having that. Hopper just does so much for them that it's going to be tough for them to move on without him. Things are going a little slow on my end here, so I'm going to save just to make sure we don't have issues as we go through here on the stream. All right, an off day here with just the D-League games. All right, so here we go. Oh, we did not check out the Portland game. Utah and OKC are both AI owned still for this season, so we will sort of overlook that matchup for now. Golden State game. Lee Taylor, their star, 27-10. Tennell, 24 off the bench. Reed with a minus 21 off the bench. Harris, minus 22. Anderson, minus 17. So some pretty bad plus minus for some of the big Portland minutes guys. Cleaver and Chambers even in the minus category. Cleaver, 12 and 18, 5 blocks. So not a bad game from Cleaver, but they're going to need to do better than that to beat Golden State. And Jedi mentions Miami kind of on the lucky end of things here, getting to advance past Toronto based on the Dimitrova injury and getting Washington without Hopper right now. So we'll see. Maybe Miami's just got the luck this playoff run. Game 2, Chicago evens it back up at home. Washington evens it back up. OKC goes up 2-0 on Utah. And, tough one from Portland. 43 and 17 out of Cleaver. And still not enough to beat Golden State. 124, 122 in that one. So, looks like Greer had 25 for Chicago. Justin Brown had 30 and 8. So their big guys got rolling. We'll check out the full box score here. And there's Genie cheering on his Spartans. Brown had 30. Greer with 25. Lennon with 18. Warren, again, only 18 minutes. Not foul trouble this time. Doesn't look like he's dealing with an injury either. No, it doesn't seem to be dealing with an injury. The Philadelphia coach going to the bench a lot, maybe because of his poor shooting or his poor... he had a negative 12 on the floor. So interesting move from the Philly coaching staff there. It worked in game 1 with Warren not playing so much. Not so much in game 2. Washington with the win here. Got 22 out of Ryan, 27 out of Kittle. Still no Hopper. We can check and see how long it is that he's still going to be out for in just a minute. Logan, another nice game with 26. Jones with 24, but not much else for Miami cooking in that game. And Portland and Golden State. This one was a real nail biter. Look at the fourth quarter output as both teams did everything they could to Portland with a furious comeback in the third. And an amazing fourth quarter. It's Cleaver 43, Chambers 25, Harris 22. Again, Reed with a big negative off the bench. Portland's bench just not good enough. Luton 21 and a plus 18 off the bench. Lynch and Taylor, Carlisle, usual suspects. And interesting that those three guys played in negative, and the bench really pulled through for Golden State there. Let's head over to Washington and see how long Hopper still has. Three more days. He'll be back May 3rd. So Washington's still got to hang on. They'll be missing him for probably at least one more game. Memphis and Erie must be the D-League finals there. Not that we have paid much attention to the D-League, but it's something for Kid Coffee. Memphis playing well in the finals there. So it looks like one more game without Hopper for Washington. So we'll see if they can take control back on the road now as everything is shifted. Utah and Portland desperately need a win here. And here we go. So we got to do select the day. Philly holds on to home court. A nicer game by Warren. Miami just scores a ton of points on Washington. OKC is up 3-0, and Golden State is up 3-0. So looking like the trendy upset pick, Portland, by me, not faring too well here. Golden State and OKC definitely look like they are on a collision course for the Western Conference Finals at this point. Philly, not a surprise. Philly has been up and down all year. It's not a surprise that they are in this one. Warren, again, just 21 minutes. His shooting has been really bad. 1 for 10 from 3. He's helping, in other ways. Mitchell, only 18 minutes as well. The Philly coaching staff has really been enamored with the bench here in this series for some reason. Flores getting 29 minutes off the bench with 27 points. I mean, he played well. Greer had 41 for Chicago, but just not enough. Cards, I mean, it's frustrating, but it's working so far, Cards. In this one, Washington desperately needs Hopper back as Logan went for 34. Jermaine Jones, 39. 12 from 12 from the line. 7 from 11 for 3. Just no defense whatsoever by Washington, especially their bench. Just brutal. -17, -21, and -23 for their top 3 bench minute guys. We'll see if Washington can mount a comeback once they get Hopper back here. And Golden State and Portland is just about over. Lynch was the big one this time with 32 and 15. Taylor fouls out in only 16 minutes. So Chambers with 30 and 20. So even getting Taylor out of the game just wasn't enough for Portland to beat them. Van has already committed to firing his coach. I'm pretty sure Brooklyn's coach is going to be fired. Philly, I don't know. Could he be fired too for his bench love in this series? We'll see. All right, here we go. May 3rd. Hopper should be back for Washington in this one. And OKC and Golden State with a chance to close it out. Philly with another home win, 128-121. Washington, there's Hopper. He comes back with a vengeance. OKC closes out Utah, and Golden State sweeps Portland. So we've got sweeps out west, OKC and Golden State, both 4-0. And out east, we've got some interesting things going on as Chicago has been just so tough all year long. And right now, nothing. Just a real surprise that Chicago is struggling. Philly, I mean, credit to Philly here. Let's check out that box score. Their 128-121 victory. Greer had 51. Amazing. Warren again. Well, Warren fouled out this time in only 18 minutes. Mitchell, we had overtime here. Mitchell, he played 49 minutes this game. So the coaching staff definitely decided to stick with him. Kincaid with 17 rebounds. I mean, Greer did everything possible. Everything possible for them. So Philly's got to be feeling pretty good right now. I know I like Cards' chances here now. Hopper came back, and he was a huge force. No surprise there for Washington. He comes back and plays 39 minutes, 38 points, 13 rebounds, 4 steals, 5 assists. He did it all. Logan, 26. Jones held to only 12 in that one, but it's all going to be about Hopper for Washington. So it's even there. It makes it a short series now, 3 games. And Golden State looking real strong. I thought Portland would have a chance to win that series, and they didn't even get 1 game. Chambers with only 18 points. Cleaver only 16. Taylor, wow, 53 from him. I guess he was a little upset about his Game 3 performance. He comes back 11 for 16 from downtown. Just lights out to close out Portland. That's going to be a good series, Golden State and OKC. All right, big games here. Chicago and Washington move back home. Chicago fighting for their playoff lives here. And we are all even with Miami and Washington. Here we go. And Chicago stays alive, 123-101. Washington, with Hopper back, they've got to be feeling pretty good now, up 3-2, and have home court still. Hopper definitely a huge difference maker for Washington. He's been all season long. So not a surprise that that all of a sudden Washington has started to play much better after he has been returned from his broken nose. We'll take a look at those box scores. Philly will have one really good chance to close it out at home here in Game 6. But here we go. Warren again, just 16 minutes, 1 for 8, 0 for 4 from 3. I don't know how to explain the love. Flores has been playing well. Jepson also got 26 minutes off the bench. Warren is just 8 turnovers too in those 16 minutes. It's unexplainable how Warren has just been a non-factor in this series. Greer with 28, London 28, Brown 25. Mitchell's been the guy in the series for Philly. He had 37, but not enough to beat Chicago at home. And no surprise, I'm sure we'll find Hopper at the top of everything in this game. And they hold Logan to only 9 points. And Jones just to 11. But Hopper 31, a triple-double, 31, 10, 10, a steal, 3 blocks. There's nothing that Hopper does not do for Washington. 27 for Braswell off the bench, 10 assists for Reese. So that is much more like the effort we expected out of Washington in this series. Sophisticated Film says Warren is the new Paul George in the playoffs. We have playoff W instead of playoff P. Warren's out there shooting threes, hitting the side of the basket in the playoffs. I don't know. Philly's been winning without him, though, so we'll see. All right, here we go. Game 6. As Philly has a chance to close it out. Washington has a chance on the road. And we'll see. And Philly with the upset of the playoffs, 101-90 as they do it. Miami holds home court and will force the Game 7 as well. I'm stunned that Chicago, who was so dominant in the regular season with 66 wins, has been eliminated. Huge congrats, Cards, on that victory. That was, all season long we were just talking about Chicago and OKC finals. It was almost like it was just destined to happen, and Chicago just falls flat here in round 2. Warren got 19 minutes this game, 0 for 5, 0 for 3, but he did manage 11 assists. Mitchell had 27. Smith, he stepped up again, had 27. Greer only 15, 1 from 11 for 3. Chicago shoots 7 for 40 from downtown, only slightly better than the 6 for 33 Philly shoots. So just an ugly shooting game all around. But Mitchell's 27 and 10 is good enough for player of the game there. Brooklyn no longer wants Chicago's coaching staff. They've been after them for weeks, and they decided no thanks now. And Miami forces Game 7 here as they finally figure out how to slow down Hopper. Just get him in foul trouble. He has 5 fouls, only plays 22 minutes, and finishes with only 11 points. Logan, on the other hand, dominant performance with 37 boards, 4 blocks, and 2 steals. Jones with 22. Miami, back-to-back, pushes it to Game 7s. And we'll see. Nobody would have picked Miami and Philly for the Eastern Conference Finals. Even nobody would have called Philly for anything, but Philly with a great series against Chicago. And Washington has a chance at home with Hopper to advance to the finals. So here we go, Miami at Washington, Game 7. And it is Washington behind 57 from Hopper. What an amazing performance in Game 7 from Hopper when they needed him the most. Fantastic series there. And we will check out that box score. Van with a big sigh of relief here as Hopper comes through. Hopper goes to the line 27 times. Some home cooking for Washington there, because they have 49 free throws compared to 30 for Miami. In this game, it's Hopper that fouls Logan out, as Logan finishes with only 15 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. Hopper is the star with 57, 5 boards, 5 assists, 20 and 12 out of Kittles. Nice minutes off the bench from Clark, plus 16 in that game. The points in the paint, 54-38 when Logan's not on the floor. That's going to be tough sledding for Miami, as he only plays 15 minutes and picked up those 6 fouls. So good to have home court there for Washington. This sets up some very, very interesting series here, as we have Philly and Washington, the 3 and 4 seeds from the East, and the top 2 seeds out west, OKC and Golden State. I mean, I think it's, as Card says he thinks the West wins it. I think we are looking at the sort of the early finals there, OKC and Golden State. I think either one of those teams beats Philly or Washington, but you never know. I mean, that's why we sim the games, right? As Philly does the unthinkable and upsets Chicago here in round 2, and props to Miami as they upset Toronto in round 1 and had a shot at getting themselves to the Eastern Conference Finals here in round 2. So we are going to be looking at a very exciting conference finals next Tuesday. OKC and Golden State, Philly and Washington out east. So that will wrap it up for tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I know we had a little bit of latency issues on the stream, so thanks for sticking with it. For that, we'll get that worked out next week. Jeannie's asking about injuries. I don't think we can check. We'll check the final 4 teams here. I don't think anybody's got anything new that they weren't dealing with already. Golden State has no injuries. Philly has no injuries. OKC has no injuries, and Washington has no injuries. So everybody fully healthy going into the conference finals, just the way it should be. And we are going to have a great conference finals next Tuesday. So we will see everybody back here. Cards is going to be out of town next Tuesday. How can you leave? How can you leave out of town when your team has a shot to win the championship, Cards? Get it on your phone. Stream it on your phone. Sneak away wherever you are. Tell them you got to go to the bathroom for a half hour at 8 o'clock next Tuesday and find out what's going on, Cards. And everybody else, we will. He'll have his tablet. Wherever you are, Cards, you got to put headphones in, whatever. At least watch it, no sound, whatever. You got to be there representing your team. Everybody else will be here next Tuesday, 8 o'clock, as we get ready for the conference finals as we are on the road to crowning our first ever WSBA champion. So thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. If you didn't know, we had a college basketball update yesterday, by the way. There'll be a pro basketball update coming probably tomorrow, just a small update. But be on the lookout for those things in our forums or automatically on Steam. So thanks, everybody. Thanks, Chris, for rating us from the CBGM. We appreciate that. And we will see everybody back here next Tuesday for the conference finals. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.